NASCAR 25 has officially been out for almost a month now, and the reception to the game so far has been mostly positive. Before the game's released, I uploaded a video asking a simple question: will NASCAR 25 actually be good? And I'm glad to say, yes, NASCAR 25 is a fantastic addition to the NASCAR gaming franchise, and a great first step in iRacing's journey towards building NASCAR games for years to come. The driving model is exactly what I wanted in a NASCAR game. The AI are very difficult on the highest difficulties, and the amount of customization options that are available to players is through the roof. But NASCAR 25 still needs a lot of work, and that's what today's video is going to be all about. Some things have been slightly patched, while other things are completely broken, and some of these things are even going to have to wait till NASCAR 26. And given the multitude of videos that have been coming out talking about how the honeymoon has ended for NASCAR 25, I thought today would be a great time to address many of the issues that many players, including myself, have with NASCAR 25. Before we get started, if you have NASCAR 25 on Xbox, make sure to join in every Wednesday night, as myself and possibly Gary Owen love to host lobbies every single Wednesday night for you guys to hop in on. So make sure to tune in every Wednesday night. Can't wait to see you guys all there. So the first thing I want to dive into are the minor problems that many people have with the game so far. These are really minor, they're nitpicks basically, but I think they kind of set the stage for the major things we're going to get into later. Firstly, controller feedback still feels off. Somehow cars have more vibration when you are driving in reverse as compared to driving forward. iRacing has made it known that they are working on this bug, so this is once again in the minor category. Another thing that feels incredibly inconsistent is the game's performance across systems. As an Xbox Series S player, I understand the limitations of the hardware, but my goodness gracious, did the game not look good on launch, especially at bigger tracks like Talladega and Watkins Glen, for example. However, it seems iRacing was able to patch it up as best they could, although I still have to race most of these tracks without the mirror on, which isn't great. But for some odd reason, there's been reports of even issues plaguing the Xbox Series X and PS5, with frame rates fluctuating most notably on the tracks I mentioned beforehand, and most notably the Chicago street course. It's just another reason why many, myself included, are going to be looking forward to the PC release of the game in less than a week, and as to why we're just going to switch over to that as soon as it comes out. The next thing is definitely an issue that I thought I was only experiencing, but I've now learned that many other people are experiencing, and that's the fact that as soon as you touch the wall, or even touch other cars in NASCAR 25, the game just rapidly slows you down for some reason. I know that there was a patch they put into the game to slow cars down even more when they hit the wall, just to prevent online people from wall riding every single corner, but running the outside lane at tracks like Homestead has become incredibly frustrating, as even a minor right rear tap to the outside wall will cause your car to immediately drop 10 miles an hour. I do want the game to punish players for wall riding online, but man does it feel absurd, although I probably just suck at the game and just need to get better, honestly. The next thing we need to talk about is the paint booth, and this has definitely been a point of contention for many people. For context, I used to play NASCAR 15 on PC all the time and met some of my greatest friends through the game, and let's just say that these guys were absolute paint booth gods. Like, they could make professional looking paint schemes within hours on the paint booth. And so when we heard that iRacing was going to develop a paint booth similar to the Utechnis games, we were definitely excited. But the disappointment ever since the game came out has been something else. Firstly, I understand the decision to disable shapes in multiplayer, as the last thing we need is someone driving a blatantly offensive car online. And trust me, as someone that ran the NASCAR 15 league for over 4 years, we definitely had our fair share. However, what I don't understand is the limited number of shapes available and the limit of shapes that can be used on each area of the car. This altogether hurts customizability, which is something I was praising at the beginning of this video. I am aware that you can make some pretty good looking paint schemes, as you can see by my own paint schemes on the screen here, but it's clear that the promise of an in-depth paint booth was definitely misleading, and I definitely understand the frustration from many players. But you know what isn't misleading? Subscribing to the Clabel YouTube channel. I know we are only like 3 or 4 minutes or something into the video, but it would definitely mean a lot if you would like and subscribe here today. And hell, if you enjoy my thoughts here today, why not leave your own thoughts in the comments below? Anyways, let's get into the issues that NASCAR 25 has that have substantially bothered me and many other people, starting off with the corner cutting penalty system. The corner cutting system in NASCAR 25 may be the worst corner cutting system adapted in a racing game, and I actually mean that. From barely getting 2 tires on the inside of a corner at Lime Rock and Arca to just touching the grass in the inner loop at Watkins Glen and Cup, this system turns what would be the most enjoyable experience of the game for many into a complete nightmare. The excuse given by iRacing via the NASCAR Discord was that the time penalties come straight from the sim, which I just see as a poor excuse. You ported over plenty of elements from the sim, including an outdated Sonoma and the wrong coda layout, but you didn't implement everything from the sim, did you? Not to mention, the system in iRacing is that you slow down and give up the time gained within a time limit, not all at once. Plus, the AI will literally take these exact same lines, most notably out of turn 1 at Watkins Glen, and do not get themselves a penalty. I'm really hoping this is something that can be patched because it's such a major issue. And for the people that are saying, well, don't just corner cut, tell me you don't know ball without telling me you don't know ball. Road courses are all about taking advantages of tenths of a second in tight corners. And if the player is just going to get penalized well over 3 seconds just for trying to get the most out of the track, especially in an organization like NASCAR where its track limits are generously enforced, then that's incredibly disappointing. It sucks too because I love the road course racing in NASCAR 25, but I just end up stuck in a loop where I boot up a 105 difficulty race, drive through the field, and then get about 10% into the race before I get a corner cutting penalty, and then all my enjoyment is just gone. Either redo the corner cutting system or just connect it to black flags. I think that would pretty much solve the issues. The NASCAR 25 online racing experience has also been pretty mixed, and it's not because of those damn 94 cars. For those that played the game on early access release night, online super speedway racing was stellar, with the ability to push the car in front of you to the lead at a moment's notice, and huge packs forming really easily. However, on October 14th, iRacing released a patch that completely nerfed bump drafting so much that super speedway races have now been reduced to just slingshotting each other and not even working together. You are actually punished for working together in super speedway races in this game online, especially in the corners, as you either gain a marginal amount of speed or you lose time by bump drafting. One car can pass an entire 2-car tandem with ease just with the sniff of someone else's draft. Then there's tracks like Kansas and Iowa where wall riding is significantly faster than actually running the racing line. Not to mention, tracks like New Hampshire are nearly impossible to race on with no assist because the grip is so limited as to compare to a track like Gateway where the grip is way too much. Super speedway races being reduced to backstretch battles, road courses being shafted by an awful time penalty system, and everything else being ruined by wall riders, number 94 cars, and me barely tapping the wall at Homestead again, you gotta be has basically hurt the online experience for NASCAR 25, although I still love doing my online lobbies each week. You should please tune in, please tune in, please tune in. And the last thing I want to get into today revolves around the AI, most notably in longer races and career mode. Now, iRacing did mention that the AI was an area that they were working on vehemently, but my god, is it not enjoyable to do longer races in NASCAR 25 against the AI. Firstly, the AI are really dumb in terms of pit logic. The AI only pit when fuel becomes an issue, and this is most notably seen in stage racing with higher fuel and tire wear, where the player can just pit at the end of stage 1 in every race and gain an absurd amount of positions, all because the AI did not elect to pit, which is very similar to the Heat games. Some people know this and try and circumvent it by not pitting in stage 1, but this just allows the AI to take advantage of 2 major problems that allow them to have even bigger advantages: fuel saving and green flag pit stops. Firstly, the AI can save an absurd amount of fuel on super speedways, which is nice and realistic, but isn't good for the player when you cannot save as much as they do, let alone put the clutch in to save even more on the straightaways. However, this has nothing compared to how much time the AI can gain on you during green flag pit stops. No matter what track you go to, if you pit at the same time as the AI, you will lose time because the game decides to leave you on pit road for an extra second or two so you can take a sip out of your sippy cup or something. And given the fact that tenths of a second matter on higher difficulties, you lose entire seconds to the AI due to something that's not even within your control. To even remain somewhat competitive, players have been turning off black flags just so they can speed in the pit road, just to negate the amount of time that they're gonna lose in the pits. This is mainly why I've elected to stay away from 105 difficulty for now, as it just seems like a lose-lose situation for me, and I might as well just wait until OP set setups are developed by the community before I start to tackle a career mode on the hardest difficulty. There are plenty of other things that I can get into and nitpick, but I think you guys get the point. NASCAR 25 isn't perfect and has many things to improve upon. However, do not confuse my over critiques today as full-on pessimism, please. If you've tuned into me doing online races or doing career mode on stream, you can tell that I'm having a blast with the game, regardless of these issues. I clearly enjoy the game, and iRacing has clearly shown through many patches and social media posts that they are listening to any and all feedback and want to put together the best product possible. But I also think people need to make their voices known like I'm doing here. For example, the NASCAR 25 bug reports channel has went basically untouched for 2 weeks or so in the NASCAR Discord, so we need to let these people know about these issues. However, you shouldn't use the game as a place to generate hate. That is completely ignorant. I love a lot of elements of NASCAR 25, and as you have seen from this video, there are a lot of elements that I don't love. But for iRacing's first attempt at a home release NASCAR video game, they have done a pretty good job. And although I think the game is good right now, fixing the issues that I brought up in this video can definitely turn this NASCAR game from being good to great. And that's all I have for you guys today. What do you guys think of NASCAR 25 so far? Has it lived up to your expectations, or is some of the issues I brought up here today also plaguing you as well? Let me know in the comments below, and hey, make sure to check out the description so you can join my Discord so we can talk about it even more in there as well. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'd like to thank all of my Clabel cult members on the screen who make videos like this one possible, and you can become a member today by clicking the join button down below. Thank you guys all so much for becoming members of the Clabel cult. See you all in the next video. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure to click right here to subscribe to the Clabel YouTube channel, and you can also check out this video I made talking about the NASCAR playoff format and why it stinks and it has poopy farts, and yeah.